Then. Cool. Good? All right. Thank you guys for coming in today. 6:30 on Friday night, all right? You guys all showed up today, so appreciate that. So nutrition, we'll talk a little bit of what we should do and what we shouldn't do. A question I have for you guys is, do we know what food we should be eating? So should we be eating chicken? If we want to lose fat and build lean muscle, should we be eating chicken? Yeah, yes. Should we be eating salmon? Yes. How about broccoli? All right, what about fruits?
Yes.
Yeah, vegetables? Cool. What about donuts? Pizza? Double cheeseburger, french fries, milkshakes, candy? So you guys know what we should eat and what we shouldn't eat, right? We don't have any pizza in the back, sorry. So today isn't really about what you should and shouldn't be eating. We're going to go a little bit deeper onto how to be successful with nutrition. So basically the whole premise of this talk is if weight loss and fat loss is your goal, that's kind of where we're going over today. So I think it starts with defining what success looks like for you as an individual, because success for Kumar and Steve is going to be something very different as for myself. So the first takeaway here is like thinking about what does success look like for you. And if you go like, okay, I'm going to lose, hello, howdy. No worries. So if you talk about success, like what does that look like for you? 20 pounds, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds. All right, cool, you want to lose 20 pounds. Dive a little bit deeper into why you want to lose the weight. It's like, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds just because. Well, that's not really going to help you get to where you want to go if you're not diving a little bit deeper into the goal that you achieve. So, okay, first thing is define what you want. And then let's dive a little bit deeper on why we want it. I want to lose 20 pounds because I want to move around with my kids better and I want to feel better and more confident in my skin. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So once you define what you want, let's take it a step further and kind of go deeper into why we're trying to accomplish what we're trying to do. And then the next part is the mindset. So what really separates people losing weight and not losing weight is the mindset. So that's really the number one thing that's going to help you get the outcome you're looking for. And then I have outcomes versus behaviors on here. So outcomes is I want to lose 20 pounds. That's the outcome that a lot of people get so narrow focused on. Like I want to lose the weight versus the behaviors you have to adapt to get that outcome. So when we talk about losing weight, losing body fat, 20 pounds, if we get too focused on the 20 pounds, you're going to get discouraged and you're going to eat the best food, get 3 workouts in a day, get your 10,000 steps in, you step on the scale the next day, shit, I didn't lose any weight. So it's like if we keep doing that over and over again and you're too focused on the outcome, that's where you're going to feel discouraged versus focusing on the behaviors like, okay, did I work out today? Yes, okay, awesome. Did I get enough steps in today? Yes, awesome. Did I eat clean food today? Awesome. Before you guys came in, I was talking about what we should be eating, what we shouldn't be eating. And then the last part is awareness precedes change. So does anyone have that like a really annoying friend that doesn't know they're annoying and you're trying to give them like cues? You're like, yo, don't say that. Not here. No, don't say that. You guys have that one friend that just they can't take a hint. And those people, it's like you can't blame them. They don't actually know what's going on. They can't change if they're not aware of their actions. And the same thing applies to food. You can't apply change to your life if you're not aware of what we're putting in our body. And a lot of times, I mean, if you guys think about it, how often are you thinking about what you're putting in your body? A lot of times we'll just kind of mindlessly be throwing stuff in our mouth without thinking about it. And then that's where we have the information versus transformation part where it's like, we don't really need much more information on food, right? If we keep focusing on like, oh, should I be eating this food or this or that and the other? It's like we're getting sidetracked on what we really need to be focused on. And it's, again, the behaviors and the transformation. So things like, okay, did I work out? Am I planning and prepping my food? Things like those. And then I guess another thing I have from this one slide is, what's one thing you guys are doing now that you know is sabotaging the results that you want? So think about like, okay, I know I shouldn't be doing this one thing, but I really want to get down 10 pounds, right? So think about what that is. And then, okay, now that I'm aware of this one thing that I'm doing that's sabotaging my results, what's one thing I can do to replace that? Right? Does anyone have like an example for themselves or want to volunteer? Brett, what do you got?
I think if I miss a meal,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going to be more prone to look for something just immediately. And if I didn't shop and if I didn't plan, then that's going to create a problem, at least in the short term.
Yeah.
Till I shop and get the food that I want to eat.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. So, you got another one?
Well, it's like a glass of wine, right?
Yeah?
Pulls me off the diet.
Well, this thing is like, one occasionally is okay, right?
Yeah.
If we have it, it's like, every night, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a glass every night, and then it turns into two, you know? So it's like bringing awareness, it's like one glass of wine per week. It's not gonna kill you, right? And then just not letting it transform into a habit. And one thing I skipped over on the mindset, a lot of the times when it comes to weight loss and like a transformation, right? We have two mindsets. So we have a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. So a fixed mindset, something you say was like, I can't do that. Oh, I won't do that. I'm just no good at this. Versus like a growth mindset, you're like, I'm not good at it yet. I will try my best. I will give it a try. So stuff like that. When we talk about transformation and weight loss, if we're going into this with a fixed mindset, like, I'm fat, I can't lose weight, I've been fat my whole life, I'll never do it, then chances are you probably won't lose the weight if you have that mindset going into it. Versus going into it like, you know what, I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to stay open-minded, try new things, collect new data about myself, and I'm going to try as hard as I can. So it's like the mindset, that's what's going to help you shift into getting the results that you need. We'll go into the next part here. So we have the 3 pillars of success here. Eating, sleeping, and training. So number 1, just eating good whole foods, mainly protein. Number 2, just getting hydration and sleep. Number 3, training with a purpose. So I'm pretty sure most of you guys here, yeah, pretty much everyone here trains here. So you guys all train with a purpose. So you don't have to really worry about that one here. So whole foods first. So we're going to talk about what that is, why we want to eat whole foods. So if we're eating more processed foods, they're engineered to make you want them, crave them more, and not satisfy you. When we eat whole foods like lean meats, fruits and vegetables, stuff like that, we're going to feel full longer. You're going to get nutrients. You're going to get energy from it, and it'll actually help you feel full longer. So where should we focus? We kind of talked about this already. Can you guys give me like, let's go like 3 examples where to focus, or 4 examples. What do we got? Where should we focus our time and energy with whole foods? Protein, let's go. Thank you, Kathy. What else we got? We got proteins.
Fiber.
Good fiber, I'll take it, I like that, okay.
Hydration.
Hydration, okay.
Healthy fats.
Healthy fats, give me an example.
Avocado.
Beautiful. We got another example for fats?
Almonds.
Beautiful, yeah, nuts, seeds, cool. And I would add one more, we'll say like healthy carbs, or like, not healthy carbs, good carbs. Can you guys give me an example of good carbs? We got potatoes,
Sweet potato.
fruit, sweet potatoes, yeah. Fruit, vegetables, yeah. Rice, quinoa,
Fruit in moderation.
depends. Beans, yeah, that's good carbs. And then when we talk about what to limit, so this is there's no such thing as the perfect diet, right? There's no like, this is the best thing you could do. There's no one size fits all thing. So it's like things to limit. It's like, it's okay to have these things, but no, it shouldn't be a daily habit. So we talk about liquid calories, like sugary drinks. I know everybody loves their Starbucks, but some of the drinks they have, it's like 600 calories in one drink. Then we have alcohol. Then we have like processed foods, highly processed foods.
What's an example of processed foods?
Let's talk about like you go to McDonald's, you get a burger there. Or think when you're walking through the grocery store, typically it'll be more on the inner aisles. So if you talk about processed foods, it's like stuff that, like a bag of chips. So it's like, what's the cleanest form of that? It's a potato, right? And it just keeps getting refined and refined to taste better and not be the best thing. So if it's in a package, it's most likely going to be processed food, or if it has a ton of ingredients on the ingredients list. And that's kind of like the next one. If it wasn't food 100 years ago, it's probably something you shouldn't be eating that often. Like if you have, I don't know, if you go through the grocery store, another one I see is like the protein bars. That's like, oh, this protein bar is really healthy. It's 20 grams of protein, it's 200 calories. And then you look at the ingredients list and there's 50 ingredients. You're like, I don't know what half of these things are. It's like, is that thing really that healthy for you? Probably not. And we'll go into protein. Why is protein the best? Especially if you're trying to lose body fat, gain lean muscle, protein is going to help you feel full longer. When your body's digesting protein, you're actually going to burn more calories digesting protein than you are any other macronutrient. And when you're eating protein, it's going to be better for your muscles to not only put on lean body mass, but preserve your muscle while you're losing fat. So if you guys have any like curiosity, like, okay, how much protein should I be eating? So if you're, let's say you're 150 pounds and you want to get down to 140, so that should be your goal. Like, okay, I'm going to try to aim for like 130 to 140 grams of protein for my goal body weight.
It's 20, about 30 grams a meal.
Yeah, depending on how many meals you're eating. And then it's like a general rule of thumb, if we're planning out our meals, every meal we should have, it should like protein is our main focus, that meal. Like it's not like the biggest portion, but it's like, okay, I'm planning my meals around the protein. And that'll help you guys set up your meals for success. So here's just some quick, easy meal snack ideas that shouldn't take too much time to cook. We have eggs, turkey, bacon, and fruit, Greek yogurt, nuts and berries, chicken, rice, roasted vegetables, cottage cheese, almonds, and berries, protein shake, and a banana. And these are like just quick go-tos that don't take too much time, that are all very healthy for you. All right, so this is like the skill set for nutrition success. So like anything, what separates people from getting results is just building the skill set. So everything, like making time, it's a skill set that takes practice to get better at. So it's like your calendar is going to show you where your commitments are. So if you schedule a workout, which pretty much everyone here does, it's like, okay, you're committed to working out. Now, if your calendar doesn't have anything regarding food or nutrition or grocery haul or planning your meals, then it's like, okay, then it's going to be hard to be successful if I'm not putting the time and energy into my nutrition. So number one, making the time. It sounds very simple, but like writing out, taking 5 minutes out of your day, like, okay, this is what I'm going to have tomorrow. I'm going to have, for breakfast, I'm going to have eggs. For lunch, I'm going to have something with chicken. For dinner, I'm going to have, I don't know, lean ground beef with a side of vegetables. And it could be that simple, and then you just check your fridge, make sure you have those ingredients, and then you're good to go. Or you could do the whole week in advance. So it doesn't have to be a certain way. You guys have to figure out what works best for you, and that's why you have us as coaches to help you guys out. But number one, making the time. When it comes to weight loss, a really good simple habit that you can develop to get results is eating slower. So there's 3 things that you could do to make this a little bit easier for yourself. So number one is just timing how long it takes to eat a meal. I know myself, I just scarf food down without even thinking. And like before you know, I'm like, where did all my food go? So it's like, just set a timer. Like, okay, that meal took me 10 minutes. When I do it again tomorrow, I'm going to shoot for 12 minutes or 11. You're just trying to add the time. What that's doing is allowing your body to actually understand that it's full, letting the food digest. So that's the first thing you can do. Number 2 is putting the fork down between each bite. So again, this is another bad habit of mine. I'm just scarfing away. So take a bite, put the fork down, chew your food, and then don't pick up your fork until you swallow your food. And that helps you slow down your eating, which will help you eat less food. The third thing you could do, this one I've tried, it's a little bit harder, but you can count how many times you chew each bite. So you take a bite, you count to 40. Every time you chew, you count. That's a third option for eating a little bit slower.
I want to share.
Sure, yeah.
Like if you eat in front of the TV and stuff, like if I find myself doing that,
Mm-hmm.
like I eat even more.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something, being distracted when you're eating.
Mindless.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like being mindful, being aware of it now. It's like, okay, what can we do?
Sit at the table.
There we go.
Conversation.
There we go, yeah. Awesome. Number 3, this is a skill as well. All these are skills that you can develop and get better at with time, is stopping at 80% full. This is a common one where if you're eating really fast, your body doesn't know you're full until it's too late and you're like, oh, I'm stuffed. So if you can try to aim for 80% full at every meal, you're gonna eat a little bit less. And you guys know what to eat. It's not like, it's like, okay, you shouldn't be eating this food, you shouldn't be eating that food. If we can master these top 3 right there, you're gonna be in a better position week, month, 2 months from now, just focusing on these basic things. We kind of talked about this already, but eating lean protein with every meal, getting 5 servings of fruit or vegetables. If you don't like fruit, try to get some vegetables. If you don't like vegetables, get some fruit. If you like them both, eat them both. And then number 6, we talked about this, the smart carb choices. So it's like, do I want to eat the potato chips or should I just eat an actual potato? Should I take the donuts or should I have some rice? You know, so just making a little bit better choices with those, and the same thing with the fats. What are some examples of like unhealthy fats? Do you guys have any? Like ice cream, stuff like that?
Canola oil is not,
Yeah, no bueno. No.
so any vegetable, any solid.
Seed oils, yeah. So it's just like trying to find healthier options. Nuts, seeds, butters, like raw butter. Avocado is a good one. Eggs are great. Just making better choices on those. Basically trying to avoid fried food. It's okay to have occasionally, but just not on a consistent basis. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
But like stopping eating before you go to bed, like a while before.
Yeah,
That makes me feel better too.
yeah,
I eat a dessert because I need something sweet right before bed.
yeah.
Feeling worse.
That's we could do a whole nother presentation on that one. I'll talk a little bit about it, but it's like, if you eat an hour before bed, your body's gonna want to spend time digesting the food versus focusing on recovering and sleeping. So if you can, you want to try to eat, I mean, they say a minimum 2 hours before, but yeah, you're gonna affect your sleep if you eat right before bed. Yeah, and we'll go into these like secret weapons you guys can pull in your repertoire here for fat loss, weight loss. Number 1 is water. An easy thing to do is just drinking water with every single meal. So if you're having a meal and you notice you're eating too much, you can supplement with some water as well, so you're not eating as much. And if you don't know how much water to drink, 190 pounds, so I want to get half of that in ounces in water. And then so with water, what that's going to help you have more energy. It's going to help you digest your food a little bit better, and it's also going to curb your appetite. So a lot of times we don't realize our bodies are actually thirsty, and we're getting the signal of like, hey, we're hungry. So what we do, instead of grabbing a bottle of water and drinking it, we'll go and get a snack or a meal. So a lot of times your body's like sending you the signals like, hey, I'm hungry, but it's actually thirsty. So that's an important one just to be aware of for water. And number 2, this is a whole nother seminar I could do, is sleep. The importance of sleep. And I'm pretty sure everyone that trains here, I ask you every day, how well did you sleep last night? Morgan probably asks, how well did you sleep? And this is an important one because if we're not sleeping, you're going to make worse decisions. It's going to be harder to fight the cravings. There was a study I forget what year it came out, but they said in the study they had you are 2 times more likely to eat 500 plus calories on nights you don't get 7 or more hours of sleep. So if you're getting less than 7 hours of sleep, you're 2 times likely to eat 500 more calories in that given day than you are when you get more sleep. So sleep is one of those things. Is like, yeah, it sounds so simple, but it can make such a big difference in your life. So the number one thing with sleep is just try to be consistent. With sleep, we kind of like don't take it very serious where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna schedule my workout, we're gonna do it this time at these days, but when it comes to sleep, like, nah, I'll stay up and I'll watch that show, nah, I'll go hang out with my friends. So it's like just trying to find a little routine that works for you, and being consistent with goes a long way. I mean, ask Morgan, she's got like we have these Whoop things that track our sleep. She's got 100% sleep in the last like 6-7 months. And it's like unheard of. It's like unheard of. She's got like the best sleep out of anyone I know.
That's why I'm such a nice person.
That's why she's nice, and you got good cop, bad cop. It's because she sleeps and I don't.
It's a routine. I got into a routine, like a nighttime routine that sets me up so I'm like ready for bed at the
Sleep
same time.
hygiene.
Sleep hygiene, like going to bed at the same time every night,
Okay.
doing the same thing every single night during the week, and I enjoy it. You can find things that you enjoy. So I enjoy taking a bath,
Okay.
getting in bed and reading. My body's like so relaxed that it just automatically I just go to bed at the same time now.
But you,
What time is that?
Sometimes
So like no TV, no
TV,
text, no,
yeah.
okay.
On the weekend, we watch a movie.
but the one thing is, it's evolved. Is
Yeah.
like we haven't always been the best with nutrition or sleep or whatever, but it's always evolving, and it's a skill. Like I've talked about before on the other side, it's like it's just a skill we're slowly getting better and better and better at. It's like meal planning and prepping. It's like if you've never done it before, how do you expect to be any good? It's like everyone here was born a little baby. You couldn't speak any words. It was like with practice, now we can all have a vocabulary of what? I don't know. I've got like 100 words. You guys might have more. So it's like with practice, you can get better at anything. Like sleep, with practice, you can get better at it. One thing she's really good at is she doesn't make commitments that are like knowing like, oh, it's going to be going to 9, 10, 30 at night. She's just, no, I'm not doing that. It's going to affect my whole next day. Yeah. Exercise and daily movement. So you guys strength train here. The goal for if you want to feel good, look good, whatever your goal is, if you're strength training 2 days a week for the rest of your life, you're in pretty good shape. You're going to be in pretty damn good shape. So the more muscle you have, the higher your metabolism, the more fat you're going to burn. And that's kind of the goal with strength training, is to put on more lean muscle. The more lean muscle you have on your body, the more your body is going to be burning calories doing nothing. And then, so you guys have the strength training pretty much dialed in here. The stuff that is the non-exercise activity is just as important as well. So we have like, whether you like walking, biking, running, swimming, fishing, some kind of movement on the days you're not in the gym, those are equally as important, just so you're getting movement every single day, because those things burn calories. And I just have some like simple examples of like setting a goal, like, okay, I'm going to shoot for 8,000 steps a day. Instead of parking in our crowded parking lot, you're going to park down the street and get more steps in. Something simple like that can go a long way if it's done daily. So consistency, another skill. So it's something you can do repeatedly and you can do really well. A common question I'll ask people is, how confident, 1 to 10, are you that you can do that? So it's like someone says to me, I want to start strength training 4 days a week, and I'm going to be running on the off days, and then when I'm not running, I'm going to be doing calisthenics. And I'm like, well, how confident you can do that 1 to 10 for the next 3 months? Well, like 3. Well, it's like, then why commit to something you know you can't do? So consistency is one of those skills. Depending on what it is, you're going to get better at it with time. And with this nutrition stuff, meal prep and meal planning, I think meal planning is a little bit more important, but planning ahead. So it's like on Wednesdays, I know I have no time to cook food. So if I don't plan ahead, my only option is going to Del Taco across the street. So it's like knowing what days you're busiest and planning ahead on those days so you can be set up for success. If you're planning, I always get this wrong. If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. Basically, what I mean by that is if you have no plan going into it, how do you expect to succeed? So either plan the night before or plan the week ahead, and that'll set you up for success. The mindset going into this is like you're not going to be perfect. Your meals won't be perfect. So the whole goal should be stacking wins. How can I stack more wins to create more confidence in my ability to develop these skills? It's like, okay, I want to start with just one meal plan. I'm going to do one meal plan this week, and then I'm going to plan out the next week. I'm going to start with 2 in a row. Boom, I stacked one win. I did it this week. Okay, I'm going to go show up to my workout today. Boom, you just stacked another win. So if we can just stack wins, create confidence in yourself and your abilities to get this stuff done versus looking at like the negatives like, oh, well, I didn't do this today. I ate that burger. It's like, no. Let's focus on the good stuff. Focus on what we can control and then not worrying about that one bad meal because it's not going to ruin your progress. If we all had a slice of pizza right now, it's not going to really do anything. If we have that slice of pizza every single night, then that's where we run into trouble. So the last part here is the accountability and support. So Morgan and I are here to support and hold everybody accountable. So if you guys say you're going to do something, we're going to do our best to hold you accountable to that. And with the 6-week challenge, we're going to have 2 teams with group chats. So just use the chat, use Morgan and I. We're a good resource that you guys can always reach out, ask us questions, or just let us know like, hey, I'm not going to eat dinner on the couch anymore. It's not going to happen. So it's like we can hold you accountable. So just let as many people know when you're going to make these changes. And so it's like, hey, when people sign up for marathons, they start telling all their friends. And then you do that because you don't want to back out of the marathon, right? So it's like the same thing here. Let us know. We'll help you as much as we can. And then just keep showing up and do the group workouts. Let's see. This is just an overview of everything. Whole foods, over processed foods, protein, the main focus, staying consistent. You're gonna get off track. It's gonna happen. Nobody's perfect. This happens over weeks, over months. So just focusing on the skills, the behaviors necessary to get better. Go into it with a growth and positive mindset to build the skills necessary. Because with practice, you can get better at anything. And just get clear on what you want. Because if I want to lose 20 pounds, just because, I'm sorry, that's not good enough, and you're not going to get the results because there's no why behind it. And just stick with one small thing at a time. Like you said, we're going to stop eating dinner on the couch. Start with that, stack that win, do it 7 days in a row. That's 7 wins right there, 7 days. And play the long game. There's no crazy diets. There's no secret sauce. There's no shortcut to it. So just go into it with like, I'm going to get a little bit better at this every single day and stack those wins. That's all I got for you guys today.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna share
Sure.
something else.
No, go ahead.
We had a great family doctor. She moved to Australia, but we had this
Mhm.
great family doctor. And every time you went in because you were sick or you weren't feeling well, her first comments were, "How are you sleeping? Are you eating the rainbow? Have you been moving?"
Mhm.
So it's just the whole thing makes you just feel.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought that was a good way of doing
Yeah.
medicine instead of just giving you pills.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great.
I have a question. Would
Sure.
you say that protein should be the focus?
Yes.
Like the centerpiece of every meal, right?
Yeah.
So spaghetti, let's say you have like spaghetti with
Mm.
like 1 or 2 meatballs. That's not protein as the centerpiece,
Not really. No.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Like a spaghetti with turkey.
Mhm.
That's not achieving the goal, right? Sounds like.
It's like a small pasta.
Well, think of it as this way. It's like you want to have a diverse plate, right? You have 3 macronutrients, fats, carbs, proteins. So there's no like, I mean, everyone has their own preferences. Some people do low fat, some people do low carb. It works for them, that's fine. You could kind of pick and choose how you like to eat your food. There's no one right answer. So it's like if my portion is this much of pasta and like 2 little meatballs, it's like it's just a little, you're getting what, like maybe 300 grams of carbs versus 20 grams of protein.
As a seasoned dieter, I would recommend if you have craving for spaghetti,
Yeah.
it's something like protein and vegetables, protein and salad is the bulk of parts. There's one with a bolognese sauce, which is a meat sauce,
Mhm.
which you can have, vegetables too, chopped up very fine with onions, whatever, and you make that as that's your protein,
Right.
and you can have a half a cup of rice linguine, which is a little bit lower carb for burning. So you
Mhm.
have to have that. You want to deny yourself something that you love, but that meat sauce, even that meat sauce on lettuce or on a vegetable.
Spaghetti squash.
Spaghetti squash, yeah. Yeah.
Zucchini noodles.
Yeah. Yeah, and another thing is just like, okay, I'm aware that my plate size, I have this much pasta. It's like, oh, I'm gonna cut that in half and do my normal 2 meatballs, or complain and get more meatballs and try to, So it's just being aware of like, okay, I know it's probably not the best. It's not like a consistent thing you're doing every single